Madden gods.
Welcome into T4G Sports. Today we're going to show you how to trade for Caleb Williams and Jayden Daniels and basically anyone else you want to trade for. This is dependent on the position. So that is something we'll go over in this, but make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, click the notification bell, and let's light it up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to test our SAR and our SAT. If you guys don't know what that is, if you're new to our channel, the SAR is our signature stack and release method. Our SAT is our signature stack and trade method. Now, there's two different methods that you can do in this. So there's a couple quarterbacks that you can go and get. It's Baker Mayfield, then you can go and get Aaron Rodgers. These are the two best guys to go and get, just even in trading purposes. Also, Matthew Stafford is good too. The only problem with Matthew Stafford is his salary is incredibly high. It is not it's not an easy salary to get around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 second-round picks, and even this is probably not going to do it for him. Quarterbacks in general, just a good rule of thumb, quarterbacks in general are pricey. They are very, very pricey. Now, I can give them some linemen and what have you, but it just depends on the guy. They don't really love a lot of these guys, you know, and always utilize. Ooh, yeah, that was a big boost there. And then this is where I can just probably throw a halfback. Haskins, I doubt he works, but no, he doesn't work. So I'm going to give up. I don't want to give up Tajay Spears. I really don't, but I would give him up for this. And this is a lot for Baker Mayfield. This is quite extreme, right? But still, he's a great guy to use on this because you can trade him for gold, literally gold. Okay, trade declined. Bro, you're ridiculous. You guys are smidging me to the nth degree. I bet you if I use a fifth, I don't even care. Always try to use next year's picks. Okay, so now is what I got to do is I got to go and pick up guys on the free agency. So I'm going to go just grab guys that are cheap as possible, and utilize all these guys on the free agency. I mean, these guys can get you so many players that it's absolutely ridiculous. So right now is where I'm going to want to grab at least 5 different guys. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up 5 of these dudes that are just as cheap as possible. Why do you want to go with the cheapest guys? Well, because salaries are a pain in the neck, and you don't want to get in the salary fight. That is the absolute worst, to try and fight salaries. Then you got to pull guys off. Then you got to, replace them, and it's just, you're basically, it's just so annoying. It's terrible. So I think I grabbed 5 guys. I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go now to rosters. I'm going to go back to Caleb Williams. Let's test this bad boy out. So you want to be in the regular season, okay, because you can see the roster size is 53 out of 53. We've gone over this a million times. You got to make sure you are in the regular season, because I'm telling you, we're going to get comments. They patch this. They patched this. You guys have been saying, some of you guys out there have been saying they patched this for the last 5 years. They have not patched it. It's very difficult to patch. That's why they created settings for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to give Baker Mayfield, and then we'll just give these 2 guys down here. I grabbed a crap load of quarterbacks. So I want to keep them, trade 3 guys for 1 draft pick. Simple as that. Boom, snapping off. Look at how beautiful. Now, Baker Mayfield at the top of the depth chart, okay? If you're trying to do this for wide receivers, know that it is going to be very difficult, because you got to push them down to the 4th spot on the depth chart. So if it's a really good wide receiver, good luck doing that. You have an easier time of just getting a quarterback. However, think about it this way. Let's say you want to get a really good guy. Well, what can you utilize? You can utilize quarterback, for example. Okay, so now I'm going to trade a 6th-round pick. And look, you can still see Baker Mayfield's up there. Caleb Williams is up there. And I'm going to trade them a 6th-round pick. So always do a draft pick for 3 players. Boom, sent him over. And now Caleb Williams is on the free agency. Okay, so he's just given to you. Obviously, you got to be quick and go and do this. Obviously, you can still trade for these guys straight up, but you have to be smart with that as well. You have to trade 1-for-1-year pros. That's easier than getting a rookie that's the first, drafted player sitting there. So what's another thing you can think about here? Okay, if I just got Caleb Williams, given to me. I could go trade for Baker Mayfield again, then do that for Jayden Daniels, whatever. And I can also take these guys because I know Caleb Williams can be cut. I know Jayden Daniels can be cut. So what do? I can use those guys to trade for a really good receiver, and I can, be very, very successful because I can just go and get them cut. I could trade them for a really good player because everyone's going to want to trade for Caleb Williams, and then I just know I can get them cut. So I could basically trade for every player in the NFL by using this method for quarterbacks. So even though it's hard to do the SAR for wide receivers or even DBs or cornerbacks, I should say, free safeties, it's not too hard, especially with those guys in the free agency. But like cornerbacks and wide receivers are the two hardest positions to do the SAR with. So what I would recommend is doing the SAR for really good players and then trading these really good players to get the guys you want and then just getting these guys cut and picking them back up. That's what I would do.